Hello students, in this video we're going to start with a new chapter, that is statistics. So in the previous year, that is in the ninth standard, you had a statistics chapter where in that chapter you would have found basically the mean, median and mode. These are the three things that you were finding, isn't it? Now mean, median, mode for ungrouped data, that is what you were finding in ninth standard. Okay, but this year we're going to find mean, median, mode for grouped data. The name itself indicates if the data is information. If it is grouped, then it is group data. If it is not grouped, then it is ungrouped data. So if you remember in the last year, the questions were like this: find the mean of 2, 3, 5, 7, 10, 12, so on. Let's say 15. Find the mean of this. This is not grouped, right? We have just collected the data and we have kept it as it is. Okay, so this is not a grouped data. So finding mean, median, mode for ungrouped data, we have learned it in the last year. How did we find mean? We have to add all the data, that is 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 10 plus 12 plus 15 divided by the total number of data. The total number of data here is 7. So that will give you mean. So what is median? To find median, you have to arrange it in ascending order or descending order. This is actually arranged already. Okay, the middle value gives you the median, which is the middle value. 7 is the middle value, so the median becomes 7. To find mode, what is mode? The data that is repeated more number of times. Okay, here there is no data that is repeated more number of times, so everything can be considered as mode. Okay, the entire data becomes the mode. Okay, suppose if you have one more 12 here, then we can say mode is 12. Okay, these are the things that we were doing in 9th standard. Now in 10th standard, we're going to learn how to find mean, median, mode for group data. Okay, we have got formulas to find mean, median, mode for group data, but the derivation is not required. So let's focus only on the formulas. And for state board students, from this chapter, compulsory you will have 3-mark questions. Okay, that is 2 3-mark questions. Totally you will have 6 marks compulsory. Okay, in that 6 marks, 1 3-mark will be finding mean or mode or median. It can be anything, mean, median or mode, anything. And the other 3-mark will be based on a graph, okay, which is known as OGF curves, which we'll be discussing later in the video. So what is statistics? Statistics is actually a branch of mathematics where what we do here is we collect data, isn't it? The data can be anything: the height of a student or a weight of a student, or the marks of students, or the production of mobile phones, or anything. Data can be anything. Okay, you collect it, you record it, and you analyze the data. Based on that, we can improve our performance, isn't it? That is the main purpose of data. In that, there are certain things which uh, are used to analyze the data. Those are mean, median, and mode. Okay, there are a few more things, but here we are going to learn only the basics, that is mean, median, and mode. And basically, we are learning mean, median, mode for grouped data in this video. Okay, so let's start with mean directly. Okay, now mean for grouped data. So totally there are 3 different types of formulas to find mean. Let's see what are those. Okay, the first type. Okay, let me write it. Okay, the first method is actually known as direct method. Okay, in the direct method, the formula, the mean is represented as what? X bar, that is equal to sigma or summation. This we call it as summation. Okay, that is adding up all the things. Summation fi xi, fi into xi, where f is frequency and x is the class mark. Class mark is the middle value. Okay, we'll be discussing all those when we start the problems. Sigma fi xi divided by sigma fi. So that's the formula to find the mean, that is using the direct method. Okay, so then let's get into the next one, that is assumed mean method. Okay, assumed mean method, or let me paste it. I've already got the formulas, so let me paste it. The assumed mean method, that is given by x bar is equal to a plus summation fi di by summation fi, where a is assumed mean, where a is assumed mean, and di is actually known as deviation. Okay, and di is given by this formula, xi minus a. Okay, xi minus a. Sometimes this small a is also written as capital A. Okay, capital A or small a for assumed mean. Okay, then, and here in the second formula, the step deviation method, the same thing. Okay, you got something called as ui. Ui is actually di divided by uh, the common factor, or let's say h. Okay, in this matter, let's take it as h. Okay, where h is class size. Okay, the h is class size. So that is how we calculate ui, di by hi, and h is, sorry, di by h, where h is class size. So there are three different methods. Okay, so let's understand when we should use direct method, and when should we use assume mean method, and when should we use step deviation method. See, if the fi, that is the frequency or the interval, class interval. Okay, this is a group data, right? So we group it into small intervals. Okay, let's say we group it like this: 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40. We group it like this. Okay, now if you find the xi is the middle value of this interval. So what is the middle value? It is 15. Okay, here it is 25, here it is 35. Okay, and let's say fi is like 1 2 3, something like this. If this xi and fi are very small, then we are going to use direct method. Okay, let's say it is ones and twos. If it is like that, we are going to use direct method. If the xi and fi are bit bigger, then we are going to use assume method. Okay, let's say now the xi is 15 or something. Let's say instead of 10 to 100, if I take 100 to 200, then this will become 150, right? So this is bit bigger, isn't it? Let's say fi, let's keep fi as it is. Now this xi is bigger, fi is okay. In that case, you can use assume mean method itself. But sometimes what happens is this xi and fi both are very big, like this 115 to 15. It takes very long time, right, to multiply fi xi. So in that case, we're going to use step deviation method. So if xi and fi are small, direct method. If they are average kind of a thing, then it is assume mean method. Or if it is very bigger, then we are going to use step deviation method. Okay, so let's understand this using the problems. So let's take the first question. A survey was conducted by a group of students as a part of their environment awareness program, in which they collected the following data regarding the number of plants in 20 houses in a locality. Find the mean number of plants per house. Okay, so that is the average number of plants per house. Okay, so here in the question, they have asked which method did you use for finding the mean and why. So here, if you observe, you're going to use the direct method, because if you find the xi is what? The middle value of this interval. Okay, it comes as 1, and the next one it is 3, then it is 5, and so on, right? So these are very small values. Xi are small, and even fi is also very small. So both xi and fi are very small. Okay, so since xi and fi both are small, we can use direct method. Suppose if any one of them are bigger, xi is small but fi is very big, direct method, assume method. If both are bigger, then we can go with step deviation method. Okay, so let's reconstruct the table. Okay, the number of houses, let me draw it properly. So this is the thing that is given in the question. Number of plants, and the next one is number of houses. Okay. So the first one will be 0 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6, 6 to 8, 8 to 10, and again 10 to 12, 12 to 14, 10 to 12, 12 to 14. So let's draw this line a bit bigger. I'll take the question in red color, and whatever we solve, let's take it in different color. So this is the question that they've given. So I'm just reconstructing the table. That's it. Now, so in direct method, if you observe the formula, what is the x bar given as in direct method? Summation fi xi by summation fi. Okay, so there is something called as xi, right? Only xi is there. So we have to find xi first. Okay, then according to the formula, we must multiply. So fi xi should be multiplied. So you have to just make two more columns. Okay, one is for xi, the other one is for fi xi. And let's complete the table. Okay, so I'm sorry. Now number of houses is given as 1 2 1 1 2 1 5 6 2 3. Let's find xi. Xi is known as class mark. Okay, xi is known as class mark. How do we find class mark? It is simply the lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. That's the formula. Here in the class interval 0 to 2, the first value is known as lower limit, the next value is known as the upper limit. Okay, so it is actually the middle value. Okay, easily you can find it. So what is the middle value from 0 to 2? It is actually 1. Or if you can add it, lower limit is 0, upper limit is 2, add it and divide by 2. So you get 2 by 2, which is 1. Or you can also do it directly. The middle value is 1. Next it is 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and 13. So we found xi. The next step is finding multiplying fi and xi. Here the number of houses is actually fi. Okay, the frequency. So the number of plants, oh sorry, the number of houses is actually the fi. So let's multiply fi and xi. So 1 into 1 is 1. 1 into 1 is 1. 2 3s are 6. 1 5s are 5. 7 5s are 35. 9 6s are 54. 11 2s are 22. 13 3s are 39. Now, according to the formula, we need summation fi xi. What is summation fi xi? Adding all, sorry, summation fi is adding all the fi. So let's add it. 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 1 is 4, 4 plus 5 is 9, 9 plus 6 is 15, 15 plus 2 is 17, 17 plus 3 is 20. So according to the question, there were 20 houses. So if you add all the houses, definitely you should get 20. The next is adding fi xi, summation fi xi, adding all the fi xi. So 1 plus 6 is 7. So I'm adding only the units place. 1 plus, let me take 0 here, 0 here, 0 here. So it will be easy. 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 plus 5, 12. 12 plus 5, 17. 17 plus 4, 21. 21 plus 9, 30. 30 plus 2 is 32. So 2, 3 carry. So let me write this 3 here. 3 plus 3, 6, 6 plus 5, 11, 11 plus 2, 13, 13 plus 3 is 16. So therefore we get 16. 162 will be the answer. So 162. Okay. So if you add all the summation fi xi, it will be 162. Now let's use the formula. X bar is equal to, that is mean is equal to summation fi xi divided by summation fi. What is summation fi xi? It is 162 divided by 20. Okay. 2 tens are, 2 8s are 16, 2 1s are. So it is 81 by 10. 81 by 10 is actually 8.1. So summation, sorry, x bar is equal to 8.1. Even if you use any other method, that is the assume mean method or step deviation method, definitely we'll get the same answer, and we have to get the same answer. Here both fi and xi were very small, so we used direct method. Okay, so let's get into the next question. In the next question, if you observe very clearly, the fi is bit small, isn't it? 12, 14, 8, 6, 10 fi. But if you find xi, so let's take the first one, 500 to 520. What is the value that is exactly in between? It is actually 510, right? So in the next one, 520 to 540, the exact middle value is 530. So these values are a bit big, right? Xi is big, but fi is small. So here you can also use step deviation or the assume mean method. So let's use assume mean method. Okay, so let's reconstruct the table. So here, as you can see, I've reconstructed the table. Let's find xi. Xi is the middle value of the class interval. So 500 to 520, the middle value will be 510. Or you can add 500 and 520 and divide by 2. 500 plus 500 plus 520 divided by 2. That will also give you xi. Okay. So 510, here it will be 530. Here it will be 550. Here it will be 570. And here it will be 590. Remember, in all the three methods, we have to find the class mark. That is, xi should be found. Okay. Next, let's find di. Di is given by what formula? It is actually xi minus a. Okay. Where a is the assumed mean. Here, let's take the assumed mean. So in the class mark, okay, in the column, class mark column, so we have got 510, 530, 550, 570, 590. Which is the middle value? 550 is the middle value, right? So that will be the class mark. Okay. I'm sorry. It's Underwood. So the class mark will be 550. Sorry, the middle value in this column will be 550. Suppose you got even number of datas. That is, suppose one more thing was here, 610 was there. Then you will get two middle values, right? 550 and 570. We'll choose the smallest one, okay, as the assumed mean. Here, so assumed mean is 550. Okay, so a value is 550. Let's write it below here itself. A values 550. How do we find assumed mean? In the xi column, the middle value. Okay. So 550 is the middle value. Now that 550 should be subtracted from xi. So 510 minus 550, that will become minus 40. 530 minus 550, that will become minus 20. 550 minus 550, 0. 570 minus 550, 20. 590 minus 550, that will become 40. Now we have to multiply fi and di. Remember, this is fi, right? So 12 into minus 40. So 12 fours are 48, right? So it becomes minus 480. 14 into minus 20. So it will become minus 280. 8 into 0. That becomes 0. So I can write it as 0, 0, 0 or simply 0. Then 6 into 20 becomes 120. Then 10 into 40 becomes 400. Okay. Now summation fi. Adding all the f. So 12 plus 14, 26, 26 plus 8, 34, 34 plus 6, 40, 40 plus 10 is 50. Summation fi is 50. Summation fi di. So if you add these two negative, they've got same sign. So if I add it, I get minus 660, isn't it? 4 and sorry, yeah, 400 plus 200, 600, 80 plus 80 is 160. So we get minus 760. And if we add the positive things, 120 plus 400, it becomes positive 520. Okay, here you got 0. So let's not worry about 0. Now, if you combine these two things, minus 760 plus 520, we get it how much? Minus 240. That's the answer that we get. So we have to consider the signs also here. Okay. So, and on simplifying this, we get it as minus 240. Now let's use the formula for x bar. In assumed mean method, it is a plus summation fi di by summation fi. Okay. So a value, as we know, it is 550 plus summation fi di is minus 240 divided by summation fi is 50. Okay. So 550 plus into minus is minus. Here 0, 0 gets cancelled. We are left with 24 by 5. So 550 minus 24 by 5. So if you divide it, you get it as 4.8. So 550 minus 4.8 becomes 545.2. Okay. So that's the mean. Okay. So the mean daily wages of workers will be 545 rupees, 545.2 rupees. Therefore, the mean wages, the mean daily wages will be rupees 545.2. Okay. So let's get into the next question. So in the third question, the following distribution shows the daily pocket allowance of a children of a locality. The mean pocket allowance is rupees 18. So the mean data is given. The mean value is given. What we have to do is we have to find the missing frequency. That is the value of f. Okay. So in the missing frequency, whenever we are trying to find the missing frequency, okay, we'll be using the direct method itself, or you can use any method to find it. Okay. So here xi will be, then the first interval 11 to 13, xi is 12, then it is 14, then here it is 16, 18, 20, 22 and 24. Okay. Now fi xi, so we have to multiply I'm sorry, if we have to multiply fi and xi. So 12 sevens are 84, 14 6 is also 84, 16 9s are 144, 18 into 30, so it becomes 18 into 13. So you can split 13 as 10 plus 3. 18 into 10 is 180, 18 3s are 54. So if you add it, 180 plus 54 is 234. Now you can multiply and check it out. 18 into 13 is 234. F into 20 is 20f. 22 into 5 is 110. 24 into 4 will become 24s are 80, 4 are 16. So it is 96. Now let's find summation fi, sigma fi. So if you add all the numbers, 7 plus 6 13, 13 plus 9 22, 22 plus 13 is 35, 35 plus 5 is 40, 40 plus 4 is 44 and plus f. Okay. So here summation fi xi will become, add all the things except 20f, because 20f is a variable. Okay. So add all other things. 84 becomes 168, 168 plus 144, 84 144, 234, 110, 96. So let's add it. 4 plus 4 8, 8 plus 4 12, 12 plus 4 16, 16 plus 6 is 22, 8 plus 2 10, 10 plus 8 18, 18 plus 4 22 plus 3 25, 25 plus 10 is 35. So 3 plus 1 4, 4 plus 2 6, 6 plus 1 is 7. So we get it as 752. Okay. So 752 plus 20f. Okay. Now x bar is given by the formula summation fi xi by summation fi. So x bar is already given as 18. Summation fi xi. Summation fi xi is 752 plus 20f divided by summation fi. Summation fi is 44 plus f. So let's cross multiply. It becomes 18 into 44 plus f that is equal to 752 plus 20f. So 18 into 44. So here we get it as 4 8s are 32, 4 ones are 4 plus 7, 72. So again 72. So it becomes 792. So 18 into 44 is 792 plus 18 into f is 18f is equal to 752 plus 20f. Let's rearrange it. 792 get 752 to the other side, it will become minus 752 equals 20f minus 18f. So 792 minus 752 is 40 is equal to 20f minus 18f is 2f, which implies f is 40 by 2, isn't it? 40 by 2 is how much? 20. Therefore, the value of f is 20. So it's very simple. We have to find the missing frequency. We'll follow the same method, that is find xi always, then multiply fi xi according to the direct method, then substitute in the formula, we'll get the answer. So we'll continue with the next problems in the next video. Thank you, students.